we run here to catch Andy Tidor from Slightly Mad Studios. So first question is obviously, are you slightly mad?
I think we're all slightly mad. Yeah, we have to be in this games industry, but yeah, some days are better than others, I think.
Your shirt is also a bit mad.
Yeah, it's great, right? A little crossover between Mario and Pikachu. If only Nintendo were to make that game.
You also have to be slightly mad to give the first masterclass on IDEME 2013. I'm sorry we couldn't attend.
That's okay.
How was it? What was it about? What you shown?
Yeah, I mean, I only found out I was the first person last night as well, so it was a bit of a surprise to me as well. But yeah, no, I wanted to kind of... Everyone here is either in university currently, or they are like just getting into the games industry or something like that. And I remember being that guy. I remember being like the guy at university, and we'd have like guest speakers coming, and I was just dreaming like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, this guy's got it. He's so cool, and the game he's working on is really cool, and things like that. And like, so I remembered being that person in that audience, and I wanted to kind of show how I got to where I am right now, and how our current game of Project Cars is influenced by the things from my childhood and the things from like the studios, like, you know, upbringing and pedigree and things like that. So yeah, I think it went down well. Everyone laughed in the right places and no one left. So yeah.
And about Project Cars, what can you share about current status? How is it working? How is it looking?
Well, it's looking great, right? I mean, you've seen, we do a community gallery every single week, and remember, like, we don't take those photos. Like, it's you guys, it's the players, right, who are taking those screenshots and just submitting them, and then like somebody chooses like the best ones, right, and puts them up on our website. So there's a trust level there that everything you see from our game is always taken by real players, hasn't gone through the marketing department, it hasn't been rendered, it hasn't, etc. Right? So yeah, like visual quality wise, it looks great. There are days I look at the game and I see a new trailer or something like that, and it just looks real. Like, you know, one of my friends, he shows screenshots of the game to his friend who knows nothing about games, and he tells him they're photos, and the other guy's like, yeah, I get it. And only now has he realised, hang on a minute, this is a video game, right? So yeah, it's looking great. The guys who are playing the game right now, like, you know, we've got 80,000 people on our forum, things like that, you know. The guys who are playing the game right now, they'll see on their main menu, there are, I think, 3 things kind of like missing, disabled, grayed out. And those are like the career mode, the ability to kind of like track your friends, and the ability to kind of like make a team and like play co-op and things like that. And then in-game, we don't have pit stops currently. Those are being worked on. And we don't have like the overall kind of flow of going from a practice to a qualifying session to a race and kind of like coming out again. So there's 5 things there, right? 5 or 6 things. And yeah, like those are the next big things to kind of work on. We're also got ongoing track and car kind of licensing talks, things like that. You know, lawyers take forever on this kind of stuff, you know, so whenever we find out information, we tell you guys. So yeah, we're doing well. I think we've slightly slipped from our ambitious kind of release date of Thanksgiving this year, and it's more likely to be early 2014. So it's more likely to be kind of spring, Easter kind of thing. But things may change, you know. And when we release is going to be a conversation that we have with like the guys on the forum, the people who are looking forward to the game coming out.
And all of that after the WMD concept, the World of Mass Development. You're also participating on a panel on crowdfunding.
Right.
What can you share about the WMD idea?
Well, I mean, you'll find out more in the talk later, I guess. But yeah, the idea is that we didn't want to just do a Kickstarter for the game, because Kickstarter's only one way, right? You give me money and then like we make the game, but you have no further involvement really. You kind of like, you wait for like an email to come through, or wait for a video to go up, or a new blog post on the website, things like that. But you don't tell us like what cars you'd like in the game, what tracks you'd like to see in the game. You don't play the game right now and like give us like do bug fixes and you know, spot bugs and things like that, and like take it upon yourself to do screenshots and trailers, the things that like the community have been like really passionate about. You don't get that with Kickstarter and Indiegogo and, you know, things like that, which is why we wanted to make our own platform, which is the WMD platform. So yeah, we're talking about it more later, but yeah, like that was what the ethos was right at the start of Project Cars.
So on that, how does it feel like working like in front of your client, and which are the positives and the negatives because it's pretty new?
Yeah, I mean it's great. You know, we always kind of like think of it as you're a goldfish working in a bowl, and like everyone's like looking around, like watching you on the inside. And it's great. I mean, it means that like you've got to be completely honest with people. You've got to be completely transparent with people. Like people like the truth, yeah. And you've got to be in that situation. You don't want to like put any kind of marketing spin on it or like be deceitful with people. Like people have put their own money in, and there's a responsibility there to like be nice to those people and like treat them with respect and things like that. So yeah, it's a kind of a double-edged sword. Like, you know, we do things in the game industry, in our company, on this game, whatever, like, and we do them because that's the traditional way that we have done them always in the past. And yeah, sometimes like people will say, why are you doing it like this? And it makes us kind of reevaluate why we do that. Like, why do we make cars a certain way? Why do we make tracks a certain way? Why do we do this before this? And it makes us kind of like reevaluate like why we do that kind of stuff, and like makes us perfect our own techniques, as well as educating like the guys who don't know like about game development, how things work. So yeah, it's great.
Maybe that community involvement is key to putting the game same level or even above mostly known IPs like, for example, Forza or Gran Turismo?
Yeah, definitely. Like traditional game development, you come up with an idea, you sit in the dark for 2 years, and then release the game or release the first trailer for it, and like hope that like it resonates with people, hope that they kind of go, wow, this looks awesome, right? Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you work alone in the dark for 2 years, and the game comes out, and like it wasn't quite what people were expecting, or people weren't ready for it, or they've already had that appetite sated somewhere else in another game. So yeah, like working with the community, like right now, with them able to play the game right now, it gets you to a higher quality level way sooner. You know, they spot bugs like right now, as opposed to spotting them later on. Every game can, and I guess most things in life would benefit from this as well, because it means that you get to talk to the people who are actually going to buy your product, hopefully, you know, in the future, like right now, and get their feedback on it, and yeah, as opposed to kind of waiting around and hoping and praying that it does well in the future. So talking directly to the players is way more interesting and way more valuable than like sat in a meeting room like talking to like a bunch of guys in suits, right? So.
And it hasn't been like that on the studio previous projects. Is there anything specific you learned from the Shift games that you can now apply, and any lesson you took?
Well, I mean, so there are certain things that we did in Shift, like that we had plans for, like for future projects, things like that, or things that we would love to have done, but like didn't have the time or resources, things like that. Like so, like nowadays, like we did night racing, for example, in Shift 2 Unleashed, and it was awesome and things like that. But we knew that we couldn't do time of day because it meant brand new tech was needed. There wasn't enough time, and we really wanted time of day because it meant that you would be able to drive at night time and then see the sun come up, and then like it gradually sets again and it's nighttime all over again. You can have like this really long endurance race. It'd be awesome, right? Similarly, we wanted to do weather, but again, we didn't have the time, resources, and also weather's like one of those things that kind of snowballs, because if it starts raining mid-race, it means you probably want to change your tires. Well, that means you need pit stops, right? Yeah. If you need pit stops, then you also need X, Y, and Z over here as well. So, yeah, we kind of learned a lot of kind of stuff, like a lot of like how people play, what like people's favorite tracks were, and things like that. How long people like spent in the lobby as opposed to actually playing the game online in multiplayer and things like that. So all that kind of stuff. Just as my talk was this morning, like everything you do in your past like influences what you do right now, yeah, for better or for worse. You know, bad things that have happened in the past make you kind of reevaluate what you do in life, and kind of like and like make you pick yourself up and like fight even stronger. And then good things that you do, you learn from and like learn to exaggerate and expand upon, and like make it even better the next time around. So,
what about the Need for Speed franchise in general? What's your opinion on the current Criterion Games work, and is there anything you've seen on, for example, Most Wanted that has changed anything on your project? Or
Right. I mean, we love the Criterion guys because we worked with those guys back on the very first Shift. Like, we came up with like the idea of like, wouldn't it be great if there was some sort of like some sort of page that kind of like compared your times with other people and like tracked your profile and your stats and like brought like news in from like real world things like that. And we came up with that idea at the same time they were coming up with the Autolog idea. So we worked together on that kind of stuff to like make sure that both our games kind of like connected to each other and like were consistent with like how Autolog was eventually kind of like released to the public. And yeah, Criterion have just gone on to strength with like the rebooting of Hot Pursuit, which was fantastic. Most recently with Most Wanted, which is fantastic. And they had like a really kind of inspired idea for the father and son mode on the Wii U. I mean, I've got a kid myself, and like the Wii U is the first gaming console that he can complete a level in, right? Like Rayman Legends, like the demo came out, and he can actually sit there and actually just tap away. And I play Xbox and PlayStation all the time, and he sees me with the controller, but the Wii U is the first one where it's like he can pick it up and actually interact himself, because it's very much like an iPad, and it's touch, it's very easy to kind of pick up and stuff. So yeah, like bravo for those guys for thinking like the father and son mode, because yeah, like it kind of resonated with me at the time of like something I would like to experience.
Actually, my next question was about the Wii U case. Two aspects. First, it was kind of surprising that such an innovative and big project was really early announced for Wii U. And also, racing genre in Nintendo platforms lately has been like abandoned, aside from arcade racers and Mario Kart, etc. So what's the story behind that early support, and what do you think about that genre changing addition to the catalog?
Right. I mean, when the Wii U was announced, when the rumors of the Wii U were announced, we didn't even know what the name was. We were like, there's a new thing, and it's potentially got like some sort of screen you can touch and things like that. And then when we saw the announcement, like I think I said in my talk, like my tweet were like, oh my god, this is amazing, like so many opportunities, that kind of thing. And then I got a chance to get my hands on it at E3 that same year. Just holding it and like seeing what you could do, like touching things and like off TV play and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it kind of made us think, why has the racing genre kind of like not been abandoned? Because yeah, you're right, there's Mario Kart, obviously there's like Sonic and All Stars Transformed Racing, whatever the very long name of that is. But yeah, traditionally Nintendo has had like more of a family-friendly kind of like ethos and things like that. But now you're seeing Call of Duty on the Wii U. Now you're seeing Batman Arkham Asylum on the Wii U, things like that. So yeah, we think like there's definitely an opportunity there. Like as I said, like Forza and Gran Turismo are the go-to games on those particular platforms, so why shouldn't Project Cars be the go-to racing game for this platform as well? And then also on the PC, you see there's lots of racing games on the PC, whether it's R-Factor or iRacing or Netcar Pro or everything else, right? So, and we're seeing like there's room there to kind of like get people under one roof, right? And we've seen that on the forum, like the people who are on our forum, they come from all those different sub-forums there, and so there's definitely room to kind of like kick ass on PC, and there's definitely room to kind of like be an awesome racing game on the Wii U.
So it also sounds like a safe bet, or like a super interesting bet for you. Did Nintendo had anything to do with that too, with that decision?
Well, I mean, no. In terms of they didn't come to us and kind of go, we need a racing game, like make one for us. No, but like as soon as they saw that we were making it, they were like, this is great. Like we're glad that we've got your support on this kind of stuff. And they've been really supportive. Like the reason that we're here is like to show off what we're doing on Nintendo. Yeah, they've been more than nice people, definitely.
Okay, so looking forward to your crowdfunding panel later, and also obviously for Project Cars early 2014. Thank you very much.
Thank you.